Hey everybody, this is Leslie Mata with Fierce & Associates Real Estate, and I want to do a quick video going over the important dates and deadlines on the as-is contract. This is a Florida Realtors, a Florida Bar contract. So the reason I want to do this video is because I remember when I first bought a house and I was totally lost. Honestly, I had no idea absolutely anything. And so I want to just go over the specific dates, even just on page 1. So that you understand when you're under contract, you know what you're dealing with, you know what's coming at you, and it's not all a surprise like it was for me. So I know what that feels like, and I want to make it easier on anybody else who clicks on this video. So the purpose here is going over dates and deadlines. So I'm not going to go over purchase price or anything on this side for this video, but I will do that on a later video. The most important date to start on the start of an offer contract is the effective date. So right here on 3B, it says that the effective date is when buyer and seller has signed everything and delivered the offer. So when everybody has signed, whatever date that is the effective date or day 0 of your contract. So everything else is based on that. So the next important date is going to be the date that the deposit is due. So your initial deposit is going to be held by a title or escrow company. Your realtor can tell you who, or you can choose your own, of course. And that date is 3 days after the effective date. So today being Thursday, we have Friday, Saturday. If it's on a Sunday, then you will have to deposit by Monday, whatever the deposit amount that you've agreed to put into a escrow account. So after you've made your deposit, the next date that's going to be important, the next thing that you have to do is schedule your inspection. So on your contract, whenever you've made the offer to the seller is going to look at how long you're asking or requesting for a property inspection. This is a very important date because this is essentially your cancellation period. They call it the inspection period, but basically once you inspect the property, if there's something that you don't like about it, you can still cancel within that time frame. So if left blank, you have 15 days. However, most sellers these days will not accept a 15-day inspection period. They'll only accept if it's something more reasonable because they don't want to have the house off the market for so long. So the buyer shall have, in this case, 8 days after the effective date in order to inspect the property. So during that time, the first thing you need to do is schedule the inspection, clear it with the seller, make sure that they're okay with that date, and if they are, go to the inspection, and the inspector has to give back the report as well, all within that time frame. And if you need repairs, you need to ask for them in writing and get it all signed by all parties just to make sure that you have everything repaired by the closing date. So one key point about your inspection period or cancellation period is right here. If you terminate your contract within this time period, your deposit shall be returned to you. So after this date, after these 8 days or 5 days or 10 days, whatever's written here after the effective date, you can no longer get your full deposit back because you can't just change your mind on the house. This is the only time period that you have to change your mind for whatever reason. And it's during this inspection period. Okay, so far we've gone over our effective date, escrow deposit, inspection period. Next is the loan approval period. So we're going to go back to page number 2 of our contract. It's right here, and it's in this financing section. So if you notice, this is the section that says what kind of financing you're due if you're not going to pay cash. Obviously, cash is cash. But so right here, do you see where it says if left blank, then 30 days after the effective date? This is your loan approval period. So this is the time to get your loan approved. If for whatever reason you are denied the loan, let's say you lose your job within these 30 days, sometimes it's less. Sometimes you put the loan approval period 21 days or 14 days, just depending on what the situation is. But let's just say you get your full 30 days. If you get denied by the lender, your loan, your bank, within these 30 days, you get your deposit back. If you get denied on day 31 and your loan approval period is 30 days, you do not get your deposit back. So this is such an important date, and it's like you always have to remember it. Whatever your effective date plus 30 days, it's so important because you need a loan approval letter from your lender, just showing that you've gotten your approval. You might be missing some conditions, like, there's certain things that need to be done still. That's understandable, but the loan approval has to be given by that day. Otherwise, you cannot get your deposit back, and that's very important. So the most important day on the contract, I think, of course, is your closing date, which is the day when the house finally becomes yours. So most contracts are written out with 30 days to close. Sometimes the buyer or the seller needs more time, so you request 45 days or 2 months, just depending on the situation. Sometimes, if it's a cash offer, the closing might be sooner, within a week or 2 weeks, depending on how fast title can process everything to get to closing. I think some of my quickest closings were about 2 weeks. It was cash offer. And if you're doing a loan and for some reason your lender cannot close in time, it says that the closing date can be extended up to 10 days for CFPB requirements, which is basically for your lender to get the funding for the loan. So if you have any questions, you let me know. I am always here to help. My number is 954-937-0937. You can check my website, www.homebuyingsouthflorida.com. So I hope this video helped you out and gave you a better understanding of the Florida Bar as-is contract and all the dates and deadlines that are written in. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on my channel.